We're giving away NHL stuff today. You know you want it. NHL. Here we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Wraparound Roundtable. It's Lee with you. I'm not kidding. We've got NHL licensed stuff today. We always know this is a very popular giveaway. Anytime we say those three letters, NHLLL. Joining us today, we have the guy behind Bench Clears. Joe Carson's here with us. For those of you who don't know, Bench Clears does a lot of amazing NHL apparel. Today, we're going to be giving away an NHL tank top, an NHL shorts pair, NHL joggers, and we're going to match each one of those with a pair of Blade Shades original models. So the haul on this one is pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, right? Like this is sometimes, Joe, when I do these giveaways, I'm like, I wouldn't mind winning that. So, but Joe, let me bring you in again. The guy behind Bench Clears, one of our favorite companies, really taken a little bit of the hockey world by storm recently. I guarantee those of you listening that you have seen his products out there, right? Because again, especially in the summertime, right? But even other brands are wearing this stuff. And remember how the show works, my friends. We're going to do about 5 minutes here. He's going to give us a keyword. It's going to be at the top of the screen. Keyword. I spoke a little quick there. It'll be at the top of the screen there at some point. And when you head over to hockeywraparound.com, you enter it in. The giveaway will be very obvious, and you're in. It's that simple. But Joe, allow me to welcome you to the show. Thanks for being on the roundtable this week.
Thank you, Lee. Yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you.
Sit down with you.
Yeah, and like again, we're going to talk about the stuff you're giving away in a minute. Tease for the audience. But I want to talk to you about the company and the people behind the company, because this show really at its heart is a celebration of those small, this medium-sized business companies. So why don't you tell us about how this started and really how you dove into the market? Because you started with a splash.
Yeah. So I guess I came up with this idea really back here. I'm at my mom's spot for the holidays here, my makeshift office now, the setup.
No place like
in New York, Long Island, yeah. And grew up here playing, roller and ice hockey since kindergarten. And the summers get hot, and I guess they're only getting hotter. So kind of coming out, playing roller hockey in the streets with all the kids, all the neighbors and everything. I'm like, I really wanted, I'd come out there in my Joe Sakic, Avalanche jersey, 1996, year one. I'm like, this jersey's sick, but it's so hot and it's 100 degrees out. So I'm like, I didn't want to just wear like an Avalanche shirt. Like it doesn't feel the same as the sweater, right? So essentially in second grade, I had this idea to make like a summer jersey. So then essentially just cut the sleeves off it, right? And there you have it. So then, it's kind of fun as an adult. I was like, okay, let's run with this a little bit. And how can I make a sleeveless version, a summer hockey version? It's not supposed to replace the jersey. It's just, you're using the summer. So for the off season when you're golfing and playing roller in the street. So had that idea, at a pretty early age. And then as an adult, I was like, okay, let's start. I kind of like playing around in Photoshop and Instagram, stuff like that when it was kind of first getting going. So I made some designs on Instagram and posted them up. And it was like, okay, like anyone else think these are cool? And they were just, digital designs. And I got enough following. And then, then like the questions started coming in, but like, yeah, where do you get it? And I'm like, okay, let's figure that out, So it took a good 4 years, honestly, of like kind of digging around. How do you get the NHL license? Who do you talk to? Who am I calling? How can I kind of make this, legit? And it took about 4 years to find the right, to go through all those, asking the wrong questions, asking the wrong people, to finally ask that one person that changes it, right? So I'm sure you heard that story for
we've been through it ourselves.
All the time, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So now we have our licensed manufacturer still. Been working with them up in Toronto for the last 8 years. It's going great with them. We've since expanded it to some production of our own. We have a manufacturer down in Mexico, and Sonata, who makes all of our AHL stuff, which you can see we got the there it is.
There it is. Close. For those of you listening,
that one. Yeah, the Cleveland Monsters. Yeah, we got some windbreakers and stuff coming out. So now we're fully licensed by NHL and AHL, USA Hockey. So there's a lot of kind of cool stuff in the works, and it's really kind of blown up since then. But yeah, it started with just the tank you see here, the kind of the sleeveless summer jersey version of the NHL kind of counterpart sweater. So it's been awesome. Now my brother got me out to San Diego. He's like, at the time we just had tank tops pretty much. So he's like, you're on a hockey tank top company, might as well do it where the sun's always shining and it's always tank weather. So normally live out there now, but it's nice to be back on the East Coast. Yeah.
No, I love it, but is there so a few things I was taking notes here from your story. For those of you younger people listening to the show, when we say a Joe Sakic jersey in the summer, I think it's important to understand that the only breathability the jerseys had in the 90s were the holes that they poked into them. So it
Yep.
was not uncommon to be playing a roller hockey game in an NHL jersey and then wring it out, the sweat out of it
Oh yeah.
afterwards because they got hot. So I love that this is a childhood spawning business dream. I think those are always the best. They need to make us feel like a kid again.
Yep.
The other
Yep.
tap on though, Joe, is that when you guys do this, I always tell people there's a real art in designing simplistic things.
Mm.
It making it look simple is not always as simple as you think, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
you have to obviously capture the jersey, right? You got to do it with a slightly different way, right? Like obviously the forward facing stuff seems obvious, but you don't have sleeves, you don't have certain things, so you got to match that. I love that you expanded to the AHL because the AHL never gets the love it deserves, and this is a company that can absolutely do that. But can you dive in real quick to you said you love to do the design side of things.
Yeah.
You probably take your time doing this. I want the people to understand that. Like this is a kind of a crafted art, right? It's not
Oh
just like
yeah.
the logo on and there it is.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Now, so I've designed all of our products from start to finish, even these hoodies, and it just kind of goes with you got to play off the team's actual sweater, right?
Right.
And use those designs and colors. So as you can kind of see with the Ducks bottoms, that's going to be different than like we got the new Rangers thirds bottoms. That's like
Yeah.
this is taken straight from the jersey. So honestly, the kudos really goes out to the actual jersey designers who make
Sure.
these because they're putting like the flair and the funk of all the bottoms and things like that. And then I took it to different products. So like the goat head ones actually don't really have bottom line. So we made
Right.
this kind of like kind of fun
That's 90s
triangle
Buffalo.
version.
Again, for those of you
Yeah, oh
listening,
yeah,
90s
the
Buffalo is an
Sabres
awesome jersey. Yeah.
Sabres goat head. They just brought this back. We throw the alt logo, which are normally
Yeah.
on your shoulders, right? Throw that on the back, and that's kind of the special sauce right there.
Yeah.
But
Buffalo was
super
blessed
lightweight.
with two really great jerseys and then
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
banana
yeah,
slug at one point, which was
yeah.
really
Oh
cool.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
So we can chat more about that too, because I'm just a fan of retros. Now it's like, man, I'm an Islanders fan by thanks Dad, but I'd probably rather be a Rangers fan. I'd see a
Hey,
couple.
listen, if you
I
grew
got
up
I got
you did, yeah, I mean,
I
that
got
was
a
a pretty
book
good
idea
team
to tell
at one
ESPN.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm a fan of all the bad New York teams. Yeah, Mets,
It's
Jets,
okay.
Islanders. I want to write a
That's
book.
your plight to bear, buddy. I'm in
Yeah, yeah.
Philadelphia, so I understand.
So
But no, I
yeah,
I I love
you've
it,
seen some
man.
championships. Yeah, so
Yeah,
then took the design essentially to like shorts now,
yeah,
and we got like joggers. That kind of these again are all my designs, and it seems simple, right? Like okay, logo goes here, alt logo goes here, but then there's just like then when you actually get into like the manufacturing of it and like
yeah,
the actual design of what you can and can't do, and depends on how these are printed. Like the sublimation printing is beautiful because this starts out as just a big piece of white fabric. So
right,
you can just print whatever on that. But now if you bring in embroidery or different types of stitching and things like
right.
that, complicates things. So it's like, okay, what can you do? What can't you do? So it's been a big learning. I went to school for data, and which helped me on like kind of the business and ads side of things, but like
Sure.
design. Luckily my aunt's a fashion designer. I'm like, maybe that carried over to me at some point, but
Well, you
yeah, so
got
all
the
these
itch.
designs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So all the designs are kind of are mine and pretty funky, but they're mostly due to just kind of the cool designs of the original sweater jersey designers. So
Well,
thanks to those guys for making some exciting stuff. Like we got the I don't know if you can see it here, but this is the AHL Tucson Roadrunners. You could
yeah,
probably guess,
I know
that
them.
goes with
Yeah.
the AHL or the
They're
Coyotes
not
of
an NHL
Bold.
team? What are you talking about?
And yeah, yeah, but you see the Kachina design, and it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that's just a classic design. So it is, and I look at it. So now I live in San Diego again, so we don't have an NHL team, but go to a lot of Gulls games out there, and you can
Right,
go to a Gulls game, and I love going to AHL almost more than NHL now because I'm just looking at the jerseys and the designs. So I'm like,
right,
I go out there and I've counted before like 40 different jerseys. Gulls
right.
do it every week. There's like it's Military Appreciation Month. It's like Mexican Appreciation Month. It's
Yeah,
like
they've got plenty.
everything. Veterans are like every color of Gulls jerseys, and just like doesn't matter who you're a fan of. It's just like awesome. So now I'm like, oh, look at those lines. Look at that. Look at that logo. Yeah. So now it's like depending on the day of what I'm wearing that day. But it's just like I guess I'm a fan of all teams now. It's kind of funny.
Well, I'll tell you what, Joe, I'll pay a compliment here. So your love for this is clearly infectious. And if you're listening to this or watching this, you can see it or hear it, that this is something you really love to do.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah,
that's something that I really love this show because it gets to show people that like we're not big corporations sitting behind
yeah,
a desk. Like we live this stuff.
yeah,
And I'll also pay you the compliment too that and I appreciate that you're giving the jersey designers credit, but you're doing this right. I mean, you really nail it every time you do it. And there is an art, like you have to be true to the original stuff.
yeah,
And that I don't think that's as easy as people always think it is.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And again, the time you take to put into it, the belief in what you're doing, and then the expansion of what you're doing. Again, when we started, it was just the tank tops, now the shorts, now the joggers. And I know other stuff is coming too.
yeah,
It's amazing. I'm going to ask you about your team in a minute, but if I don't get to this code word for the people actually listening and watching,
yeah, yeah.
they may riot. So
Okay,
so we're going to
we're
get
there.
back to the regular scheduled programming in a moment. But just to remind everybody, we're giving away an NHL tank top of your choice, NHL shorts, NHL jogger. There's going to be one winner for each, and we're going to add a Blade Shades pair of sunglasses on with each
Sweet.
thing that we give away. So you're going to head over to hockeywraparound.com. You're going to look for the bench clearers giveaway. You're going to click on it. There's going to be a code word. Joe, tell the people the code word.
The code word is in. I picked this for a couple different reasons, but let me just get it to them first before they riot. 894. And what
As in
number is
numbers.
that? That's
Yes.
in numbers. Yeah, it's
The
more of a
numbers
code
894.
number than a code word.
Code number.
894.
There you go. So you're
And
going to go there. And it's 894, not spelled.
and
The numbers
yep.
894. Okay, go ahead, Joe. Now you can explain it.
What's the significance of that number?
Well, I know it. Do you want me to tell people, or
Yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah.
there's a record about to be
Hopefully they're
broken.
guessing right now. Yeah, it's about a record.
There's a tease. There's a record that's about to be broken. One that I think
Yeah,
many of us thought would never be broken.
yeah, yeah. 26 goals away for Ovi. So the reason I kind of picked that today is because we are working on in kind of honor of them bringing back the Screaming Eagle or the Screagle. That
Yeah, the
super like,
Skriegel.
man, we've been wanting that. So that kind of brings me into another conversation of like how licensing works and how sure we wish we could have the Screaming Eagle. Yes, we have this Panthers one. Sorry, not really
I
so
see it.
used
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that Panthers one, but we don't have the Leaping Panther. I want the Leaping Panther just as much as anyone. I want all these retros. I want an Atlanta Thrashers like tank, you know. But with the licensing things, like certain things we can and can't do. So the
Right.
Skriegel, because it was kind of an old retro, fits this other bucket. But now, because they're wearing it, we can bring it back. So
That's
we're working
awesome.
on the Skriegel. So go
Yeah.
Ovi, you know, we love you in the Skriegel. So that'll be coming soon. But yeah, we're excited for that, and it's going to be amazing to watch him break Gretzky's goal record. So
You know what?
894 is the code.
What's funny, Joe, is I remember that number being 801 as a kid when
Really?
Gretzky broke Hal's record. It was 802,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
now we're at 894. And listen, it's going to be a fun day when he does that. So we're looking forward to that. Okay, listen, back to your team real quick.
yeah,
And for those of you still listening, God bless you. Like again, we always say it's short, but sometimes the conversations are so fun. We want them to keep going. Um, every small and medium-sized business usually has a small team around it, people that
yeah.
help out, people that make it possible. Just tell us about your team a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. So we've recently expanded. You can tell by if you're on our newsletter list or our social media, we're doing a whole lot better job now that we have a dedicated person on that, as opposed to me doing it because that's not my expertise. So now we have full marketing team running all your ads and everything like that. We have the benefit of kind of this day and age of our team is fully remote and full for the most part, and fully because we work online. It's all e-com. We can kind of come together and get like this really great talent from all over the world to come together to put this all together. So as much as I do miss going into the office and kind of like seeing people face to face, which you still get over Zoom, but not quite as to the same degree. It is nice. You can kind of really build this awesome team pretty easily and accessibly. So we have social media people. We have our warehouses down in Kentucky. So there's a team of 5 them small family owned Kentucky warehouse, which is
That's
awesome.
awesome.
That's where everything ships
Yeah.
from. You buy this Ducks tank today, it's going to be shipped out of there in a few hours from Ashley or Shannon. So we got the warehouse team. We have the new manufacturers down in Mexico. That's a team of normally like 5 again, but their entire production is probably around 50. I run content, just like everything from the day to day. We have a customer service guy, David, who's always on, the social media person. the warehousing team, and then the rest are kind of on consulting, accountants, and lawyers and things like that. But for the most part, that's like the tight knit who I'm talking to every day is a team of.
Yeah.
My brother runs wholesale and like team sale stores and all that sort of stuff. So I'm talking we probably have about 5 close knit that are kind of chatting day to day about the daily operations. And I'll tell you, the right team is just massive to massively beneficial. How you can get so much more done, and it's just like it takes a little bit when you start a company, but on your own, doing all the things, enjoying doing all the things, till you realize you're better at some and not, and you really need expertise in the other. It's massively beneficial to find those right pieces to the puzzle so that you can expand and grow and do the things. Now I can design more, have more design time. I have more, let's get more licenses. I mean, we just secretly talked to the MLB, so we'll see what happens there. But might be some baseball tanks coming too. But yeah, just like there's just finding the right team. We're in such a good spot now that's allowing us kind of the growth that we're excited about, and we're like kind of able to handle at this point where I just myself wouldn't be able to do it. So
No, I totally
good
agree.
question. Yeah.
Well, the reason we asked that question, we ask it of all the businesses on the roundtable, is that look, when you make a purchase to wrap around to bench clearers to anybody we've had on, like you're really supporting these people more
Yeah.
than you think. And again, like I'm not knocking big box stores or big companies, but that money is allocated a little bit differently, right? Like when you make a jersey purchase or wraparound purchase, you're directly affecting the people behind it.
Yeah.
And again, we made this show because we wanted to celebrate that, and it's been so well received. Not just from obviously the community of hockey people that watch this and listen to it, but the other business owners too.
Hmm.
Because like we're kind of a big team in ourselves, right? Like we all talk, we all try and work together. Um,
That's right.
all
That's right.
right, Joe, a couple of quick lightning questions for you. All right.
Cool.
One is all one I've always wanted to ask you. Um, is there a holy grail jersey that you have already made or always wanted to make with bench clear?
I it's in my closet back here, but yes, as an Islanders fan, it's the old Islanders fish sticks. It was the first one I made, the first design I posted on Instagram
The Gordon's one?
with the Gordon with the wave
Yeah.
on the bottom. I wish I had
Yeah.
it. It's in the closet. So this is another weird one. It doesn't fit our licensing, but we were able to work with the Islanders team to use
Yeah.
their local license and make this for them. So some people, we've made 150 of them that we sold to the Islanders in their new UBS like Isles Lab, and
Yeah.
they won't bring it back. I get comments all the time like, when are you bringing the fish sticks back? And they're like, we can't sell it on our website. You had to go to UBS Arena to buy it.
Yeah.
And and they won't they like I don't know if you've been to that spot. It's more of like a display of kind of the cool new items coming for
Yeah.
like in Islanders designs. But it's not so much a sales place, if that makes sense at all. So when they bought 150, they're like, this is just what's new and cool, and then tomorrow there'll be something else that's new and cool. So
Right.
they don't
Interesting.
really we've done kind of like a lighthouse different design with them because they were like, we don't want to sell the same thing twice, but this was very highly received, so let's get something else going there. So hopefully any of you Islanders fan listeners out there already have yours, because it's tough to make new ones. But that was and still is my holy grail, just as an Islanders, because especially when I was growing up, that team was so bad, and like now they're
Yeah. Well,
still fairly bad, but
Zygmunt Palffy's popping in my mind for some reason with that
yeah, yeah,
jersey. But
yeah, yeah,
what's funny is like that one makes total sense for
yeah.
this application, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
it's a
yep.
guy on the ocean.
It's
Um,
great with the
no,
wave
thanks
on
for
the bottom.
sharing that.
Yeah,
I always end the show by asking our guest for a line of motivation, inspiration, a message to the people listening, just to end on an uplifting note. What's something
yeah, yeah.
inspirational you can share with our audience?
Yeah, if you're doing this yourself, you have a good business idea or anything like these. None of it, I feel like, starting was necessarily any one hard thing to do. It's just doing all of them. You're going to hit so many speed bumps. You're going to hear no. It's just perseverance, I think. I think perseverance should have really been my code word. Again, it took 8 years total, 4 years of doing the design and figuring out, and then another 4 years of talking to the wrong people before finally getting in with the NHL there. So perseverance and persistence would be my like business. And if you're just looking to start something up, just go for it. Like
Yeah.
just take that first step. You don't need to do all of it on day one. Just do one small thing, and then the next day do another small thing, and in a week you've done 7 small things out of your 10 list to do, and then it grows from there. But yeah, I would say just stick with it. You can do it.
Joe, I love that advice. And I think it's tremendous advice, not just for people in business, but for anybody who has an aspiration out there, whether it's in sports, business, school, whatever.
Yep.
That first step is
Totally.
the hardest step. And I
That's
think
it.
that you take it, though. You take it and you take the risk, and it's awesome. So just to close this out, once again, the code, perseverance, great word, too hard to spell. So the code is 894. Head over to hockeywraparound.com. Click on the bench clearers ad that you see there. We're giving away an NHL tank, an NHL pair of shorts, NHL joggers,
Should I
play
hold them
shades with
up?
all three. You can hold them up for the people listening. I
Yeah.
should say this too in closing. Incredibly comfortable stuff. We should have led with that too. This
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
is
yeah.
good. It's quality.
Real lightweight.
You will love it.
Yeah.
Summer might seem far away.
Short.
It's not. There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah, and it's like it's almost cold enough now too, where like you're
joggers
inside,
work.
and the jog. I'm wearing them right now. I'm wearing my hoodie because I haven't really turned the heat on yet. But as soon as like winter comes and the heat comes, I'm back in my tank because like it's hot inside. And then the
We've got our
joggers,
flyers, tanks, and joggers to the office too.
Yeah,
believe it.
yeah, awesome.
No, love
So,
it, man. So
cool. We're happy
all
to
right.
get these out to you and the fans. Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's going to do it for this edition of the Wraparound Roundtable. We appreciate all of you that listen to this show every week. We have a lot of fun with this show. We only do it really for 1 quarter a year, and you make every episode worth it. So, again, check out Bench Clearers. If you haven't already, just search it. They'll pop up. It's an amazing gift. Amazing gift.
Yeah.
Even if you don't win this giveaway, if you have anyone in your family that's an NHL fan, there's something there for you. Joe Carson, thanks so much for joining us today.
Lee, thank you. It's been an honor. Thank you for everyone just kind of listening to us and hearing us chat.
All right. Awesome. We'll see you next time, gang. Have a great week.